Remember Joe Biden? Joe Biden, who was he? He was the guy, he's this guy who gives the shoulder massages, I think, right? Yeah, that's him. Well, nobody's talking about that one. Joe Biden, still running for president. I guess there's still a presidential election, even no one's talking about it. Joe Biden is launching a podcast, and this is really brilliant. You know, Charlie Kirk, my friend, who actually I just sat down and had a long discussion with, and we'll play a little clip of that, and then the full thing will be out on Friday. Charlie Kirk just tweeted this out, though. It was a pretty interesting observation. He goes, it's been 6 days since allegations of sexual assault came out against Joe Biden, the likely Democratic nominee. How many stories have the mainstream media run on this? Do you want to venture a guess? I'll give you, okay, you're right. The guess you're thinking of, you're right. Washington Post, 0. New York Times, 0. CNN, 0. MSNBC, 0. Do you remember Justice Kavanaugh? Do you remember Christine Blasey Ford? Do you remember do you remember Michael Avenatti? He got a whole career peddling that trash. All baseless allegations, and the mainstream media ran with it 24/7. Now you've got what very likely is another baseless allegation, but it's far more credible than the Kavanaugh allegations, against Joe Biden, and the mainstream media refuse to say a single word about it. So Joe Biden is releasing a podcast now. He doesn't even have to worry about the mainstream media going after him, but he still can't handle that because he can't remember his own name. So even friendly interviews go very, very poorly for Joe Biden. He can't allow himself into that venue as much anymore. So he's launching a podcast. This is the perfect venue for Joe Biden. Take a little listen to the intro.
Hey, Team Biden, it's Joe, and I'm sitting here in Wilmington, Delaware, and it's a scary time. A lot of people out there are confused. Things are changing every day, every hour. So I wanted to have this conversation with you now, if I could. Why am I doing this? Well, first, so we can keep talking with each other, and we can't hold rallies anymore, but we're not gathering in large public spaces. We're living in a new normal, but I want you to know that I'm with you, I'm on your side, and we're going to get through this together as a country. And the second reason is I think this podcast could offer some really helpful information. I've seen these kinds of crises before, and I've sat in the Situation Room in the Oval Office, and we've grappled with crises from Ebola outbreak to the Iran nuclear deal to the auto industry rescue. And during that time, I've been able to work with some pretty accomplished experts.
Wow, he seems so much more put together on that highly produced podcast that he himself is releasing than he does in the debates or at his rallies or on television. Wow, so strange. What a coincidence. The reason this is a great medium for Joe Biden is because Joe Biden has never had message discipline, has never had very much political self-control, but especially now that he's kind of losing his marbles, he's got even less of it. So you can control the medium and control the message in podcasting. That's why it's good for him. The thing that they're taking too far here is they're trying to make him sound too good. So you can hear they've sped him up. They recorded whatever they were going to record, and then they just sped it up, probably to 1.1 or maybe even a little bit higher than that. So it's moving faster than he has ever talked in public. The other thing is they're taking out all the breaks, so all the stumbles, all the times he gets things wrong, but even all the times that he breathes. So the thing is just running so fast, there's no air in it. It's very clear that this was highly produced. That might come back to bite Joe Biden because it's like the same reason actors mess up their headshots. You know, very often actors, let's say it's a totally bland, mediocre-looking actor, they'll have a headshot that's so photoshopped that the person looks like a supermodel. And that's fine. Maybe that gets you the audition, but then you show the headshot and they say, wait a second, that's not you. You don't look like that picture. Well, it's the same thing with this podcast. Joe Biden, they're making him seem so much quicker, so much sharper, so much faster that when you hear that, not that anyone's going to listen to the show, but if people did listen to the show, when you hear that and then you compare that to Joe Biden in real life, you're going to say, wait a second, this isn't the same person. So they've got to be very careful with this, but the Biden campaign's not careful, so it's probably not going to happen. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you're not going to do that, all I can say is, how dare you?